Hello, welcome to the segment Geospatial tutorial series. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use segment Geospatial with ArcGIS Pro. And segment anything model was released by Meta AI in April 2023, and it has become quite popular. So I built on top of the same model a package called segment Geospatial, and I provide a couple examples. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to use that, how to create the environment so they can use the segment geospatial with ArcGIS Pro. If you go to the website samegeo.gshub.org, the link is also in the description below. And once you're here, if you have time, you can read through the documentation. So basically, the package allows you to download data from web map services, and then you can just use capitalized code to segment the data, either using save it automatically segment the entire image, or you can segment the image interactively. And so in this video, I'm going to show you both of them. If you go to the examples and click ArcGIS, so this is the notebook that shows you step by step how to use segment geospatial with ArcGIS Pro. And uh, we need to create the contact environment so that you can install it. So, but first of all, I would like to briefly introduce how you can actually use deep learning in ArcGIS Pro. So you can go to the Azure provide the deep learning framework. So if you want, you can go click this link to come here. So this is the GitHub webpage for the Azure deep learning libraries. And if you scroll down, you will be able to see the download icon. So this is where you can download the installer, and then you can install within install for ArcGIS. So if you click this one, it should pop up and ask you to download. So this is, I think, a couple gigabytes. So it will take a couple minutes for you to download, and it's going to take some time. But so for this the tutorial, we don't need to download it. I'm just saying if you don't want to use Python, you can directly download this one, unzip, and then you can just double click to install the package to ArcGIS Pro. This is one way, and I'm going to show you the second way, how you can create a conda environment. And so first of all, you need to go to the, by the way, so you need to enable this one because right now there's an issue with TensorFlow installation and there's an error. So you will need to basically edit your computer registry. So you can just copy this one and then search from here, just type IEGEDIT. And then once it's pop up, you're welcome to navigate to this directory, or you can just simply copy this one, Control C, and then come back to here in this address bar, just paste, hit enter. Then you should come to this directory here. Within this one, you can find this file name called Longpass enable. So double click. By default on your computer, the value might be 0. So make sure that you change to 1 and then click OK. And after that, just close this one. It should be fine. You can, I'm not sure if I didn't remember if I restart my computer, but if it doesn't work, you can try to reboot your computer. But so here, once you change the value to allow long file path, then we can start installing the package by creating a contact environment. So what we need to do is go to Start menu, All Apps, and then find ArcGIS. Scroll down here, Python command prompt, and then just click Open. In here, if you see on the left side here, so this is by default ArcGIS Pro Python 3. So this is the default contact environment comes with ArcGIS Pro. If you want to, you can just contact env list to show the list of contact environments. So it has the base environment. So this is also comes with ArcGIS Pro, and this is the default contact environment that was created when you install ArcGIS Pro. And because I also have some mini conda, you probably, if you have not used conda before, you will not see this one. So right now you will see the star. The star means this is the active conda environment. So this is right now the current active one, and this one comes with all the ArcPy and ArcGIS packages. But you don't want to install package into this one because if you messed up this, your ArcGIS Pro Python will be broken. So what we need to do is to create a new contact environment. Then we can create, install all kind of packages without affecting the default environment. Because if something goes wrong, we can always revert back to this one. And so what we need to do here is you can simply just copy this line call. Essentially, we're going to create a new conda environment, named SameGeo, and we're going to install a package called Mamba coming from conda force. We are also going to install the Python version come from the Esri channel. So in that way, it's compatible with the ArcGIS Pro. So again, copy and then come here, Control V, hit enter. And Mamba is actually a replacement for Conda because Conda sometimes is very slow. If you need to install a package into an existing environment, Mamba is much faster. So once you install Mamba, you can anywhere that you want to use Conda, you can use Mamba to as a replacement. Okay, so and this is just going to install Mamba and also Python from Esri channel. So just press enter. And it should take a couple a minute or two for you to download all the packages because I have installed it before. So it's using all the case on my computer. Otherwise, it might take you a couple minutes. And once it's installed, then we can activate the conda environment. So you can just copy conda activate SameGeo and come back here, Control V, hit enter. You notice on the left side here, it has changed from ArcGIS Pro Python 3 to SameGeo. So that means right now we are inside this new conda environment. If you want, you can just conda list, and you should be able to see all the packages that we just installed earlier. And there are not so many in here right now, probably only less than 50 packages. So the next step, what we need to do is to install the ArcPy Deep Learning Essential Leaf Map and Segment Geospatial. And it's a little bit lengthy, so you can just Control C, copy, come back, and then just scroll to the end, Control V, hit enter. And this one is pretty slow, so it's going to download a lot of packages from ArcPy, the Esri channel, and also the segment geospatial from Conda first, also leaf map local type server. And this one might take 20 minutes. I forgot how long it took earlier, but because I have tried it before, so now it's always using all the package case on my computer, so it should not take that long. But if you're the first time, please be patient because this is downloading all kind of packages, all the deep learning packages, for example, PyTorch, TensorFlow, and others, and it's going to take some time. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, so if you're trying to use deep learning with ArcGIS, make sure you have a GPU, otherwise it's going to be pretty slow. So a GPU with at least maybe 4 gigabyte, 8 gigabyte, or 16 gigabyte, that would be perfect. So in that way, you can run the model on large data set. Otherwise, it might be pretty slow. Okay, so here, if you look at this one, so all the packages, and you can scroll up all the way, right? So there's hundreds of packages going to be installed, including ArcPy, ArcGIS, and also segment geospatial. So you can on the right here, you can see where those packages come from. Oh, oops, interesting. The format is messed up. Anyway, so I'm just going to scroll all the way to the end. Just type Y and then hit enter. It's going to download all the packages. So here it's going to show you like 4.5 gigabyte. Interesting. So it's actually going to download again. So this might take some time to finish. And I'm going to pause the video and we'll be back once it's done. Okay, the installation has completed. It took almost 25 minutes with my home internet. So next, we need to activate the conda environment that we just created. So just copy this one, pro swap, SameGeo. You can type it or just Control C, Control V. And then, so this should automatically activate the conda environment. You will see here SameGeo. And so we can double check using ArcGIS Pro. So if you open it up and go to settings, package manager, here, now you should have two, oops, you see here, ArcGIS Pro Python 3. So this is the default conda environment. Now we have switched to the new conda environment that we created. If you look at this one, install 535 packages. So that's pretty huge. If you switch the ArcGIS Pro Python 3, that one is only 250. So it's more than double of the Python packages. If you want to check, you can just type segment geospatial. So you will see this one here, version 6.2. You can also double check, for example, leaf map. This one's 0.20.2. And once we have complete the installation, now we can start using ArcGIS Pro for deep learning. And first, I would like to introduce you how to use that. So if you open ArcGIS Pro, then just create a new map. Here, you can create a new project. I'm going to name it Sam, and then just hit OK. Just create a new project. And so in order to do that, we need some data to test the deep learning algorithm. So you can either use your own data or you can download the data from here, right? I have a couple sample data here. And so what you can do is to actually download this notebook. There are two ways you can run the segmentation. You can use the ArcGIS toolbox or you can use Jupyter notebook. So I'm going to show you two ways. But first, let's download this notebook to your computer. I'm going to click this one, and then you can navigate to your directory. So I'm going to go to my documents, ArcGIS project, and then SAM. So here, you can just put the notebook under your home directory of your project. I'm going to click Save. And then if you open ArcGIS Pro, on the right here, if you click Folders, and then from the folders, here you should see this one, ArcGIS.ipynb. And if you double click, it should open the notebook on the map panel here. And so it might take a couple seconds to open it up. It's going to initialize the kernel. So next, I'm going to show you, okay, it's already up. And I'm going to show you how you can download the model and use ArcGIS to run the deep learning algorithm. So first, I'm going to move this one. And then you can have it side by side with the map. So I'm going to click here. Now you can have the map on the left, and then you can have the Jupyter notebook on the right. So in that way, you can see the result interactively using this. Again, so first, you can go open a browser and then just type ArcGIS Living Atlas. And then on the first link here, you just click the first link. So this is where you can download all the data, all kind of deep learning models, and you can just search them. Just hit enter, and then it's come to here. So this is where you can download the model, and there are a lot of deep learning models. We're going to use the same geo. Not sure why it's so slow here. Let me refresh it. Okay, it maybe just my internet is a bit slow. Let me double check here again. Enter, and type Sam. Interesting. Okay, it's up, and then you can click here, segment anything model. So this is the first thing, and so this is the model that I mentioned at the beginning. This is a model released by Facebook, Meta AI, and you can use to. It was trained on 11 million images with over a billion mass data set. So it's a huge data set, and you can use to segment data that it has not been trained. So it's pretty decent. It's not trained on satellite imagery or aerial imagery, but it can do a pretty decent job of segmenting imagery. That's why it's called segment anything. So it's a foundation model that you can use to segment all kind of images. And it's going to recommend that you have a GPU, at least 8 GB. I only have 4 GB, so I'm not sure if I can run that, but I at least can show you the step. And you can click this link here, Deep Learning Installer for ArcGIS Pro. So it will take you to the GitHub webpage that I showed you earlier. So this is where you can download, but we already created contact environment using the command prompt, so you don't need to do this one. But for those users don't use Python, then you can download this one, double click and install it. Then you can use it will install all the deep learning libraries into the default Python environment if you want to. So next, let's come back to this model here, and this is where you can download the model, and it's going to show you the download icon upper right corner here. So if you click this one, and it's going to download this sam.dalpk, so deep learning package, and you can download this one. For example, I'm going to download this one to my downloads directory. I'm not sure if I have that here. I don't have it, so I need to download this one to my computer. So you just click save. It will only take, depends on internet speed, it's going to say here 10-20 minutes to download this one. So this is a pretty large model, and you can download it. Then come back to ArcGIS Pro. So we don't need a notebook right now. I'm just going to show you where is the toolbox. So if you go to at the bottom here, geoprocessing toolbox, and then image analysis, then deep learning. So here, these are some of the tools available for the deep learning toolbox. And what we're going to use is this one, detect objects using deep learning. And so if you click, it's going to pop up. So I'm going to ask you to input the raster dataset and also the where you want to save the result. And this is the model definition. So the model definition is the one that we are downloading. So it's going to take some time to finish. And once you have that, you can just open this. Then all you need is just click one, you will generate the result. So it's pretty intuitive and straightforward. Basically, your data and the model. So the model is just the segment anything model. And once it's downloaded, then you can run it. Once you load the data, load the model, it's going to show up some of the parameters you can customize. I don't have the model right now, but I will show you once it's the downloading is completed. So this is where you can run the deep learning with ArcGIS Pro, and this is just one of those. There are many other models available. So if you go back to the Living Atlas and then just type deep learning, hit enter, you will see a bunch of other deep learning libraries. For example, tree point classification for LiDAR data, car detection, solar panel detection, row extraction. So those are more like specific deep learning models like for doing a specific task. Extract a certain features, for example, here, row extraction, solar panel, power line, right? There's a lot of those deep learning models. Food detection, for example, object tracking. The difference between those specific model and the same segment anything is that segment anything can segment pretty much anything. So it's going to segment the entire image into different objects, but it doesn't tell you what class, what lane cover of that specific data type, lane cover type. If you train the data to do a specific task, it might do better than the segmentation, the anything model, but the downside is that you need to have training data. So if you want a specific model to do extract buildings and cars and others, then you need to have the data, training data, and then you need to have the mask basically, so that you can fine tune the data model to be able to detect a specific task. And some of those, especially for example, the pool detection or the tree, I think it's the pool detection. So this one is actually built on top of the segment anything model. If you go here and then read the description, I believe somewhere, yeah, this one is not using the segment anything, but there are some other models using the segment anything model. So basically, segment anything model is a foundation model, but you can fine tune the model and then do some additional training. Then it will be specifically used for different types of, let me see, a segment anything model. And for example, tree segmentation and pool segmentation. So those two, I think, is the new model that Esri just added. So this one is a bit different from the one I showed you earlier. So the previous one only based on faster RCNA, but this one is also built on top of the segment anything model. So you see here, if you input an image, it's going to output vector polygons for those features that you want to extract. So in this case, it's all the pools, and you can also do tree detection and others. For example, here, tree segmentation. And this one only, again, is built on top of the segment anything model, but it's only for a specific type. So buildings, trees, pools, vegetation, something like that, or water. I will show you some examples later in this video, but at least you can try it out. So all you need to do is download this one to a computer, and then open the detect object, and then just load up your raster data and specify the download deep learning package, and then just click one. So it will show you a couple of parameters you can customize once you load the model. It's still downloading. So next, so this is the non-coding way if you want to do deep learning. And the next one I'll show you is the coding way. So this is building on top of the segment geospatial package, and we're going to show you step by step how you get to run it. Again, I'm going to move this one side by side here on the right. Move this one to the right a little bit. So first, let's import the library. So we're going to use the leaf map and also the same geo. So we're going to, from the same geo package, we're going to import the same geo class. So this is the class. Actually, we can create a model, and then we can use the model to segment image. So this might, okay, it's completed. Next, we want to download some data. So the segment anything model is well suited for segment object of high resolution imagery. photos, aerial imagery, or high resolution satellite. So if you're trying to, I've not tried it on coast resolution, for example, Landsat and others, but you can certainly give it a try. But in this example, I'm going to show you how we can use it to segment the high resolution aerial imagery. So this is called NAP imagery. So USDA National Agricultural Imagery Program is free. So covering the entire US. Every 2 to 3 years, you get a nationwide coverage of a sub-meter resolution. So now it's 60 centimeter resolution. So we're going to, you can go to the link if you want. You can click the link and then you can download the data directly from the using the browser. So you can, but it's pretty huge. So make sure that you don't try to download a whole lot of data. Like this is like terabytes of petabyte, probably thousands of terabytes data for each state in the US. And I have already downloaded some data. So here I just share on GitHub. So those are a very tiny data set. So you can just run the code block. I'm going to set the working space to the directory. So the same project folder, and then we can download the data. So just click one. You will download this one directly from GitHub. So we're going to use, if you want, you can directly go to this link, direct URL to um, GitHub. So once you download it, you will see here under the directory and then buildings. So on the right here, right now you see the buildings, and you can also download, for example, agriculture. So I have 3 different types: agriculture and also water and also buildings. And this might take a couple seconds. Okay, it's done. And then the last one here, if you want, you can directly copy the link and then paste into the browser. You should also be able to download this one. So refresh. Okay, so now on the right, we have 3 images. So once we have these 3 images, then we can start doing segmentation. But first, we need to download the model. So basically, this is the so-called foundation model, and it's a pretty big model. If you see, we are still downloading here 2.4 gigabyte, so DLPK. And this one is including the model checkpoint and also some of the stuff that ArcGIS added to it. And we don't, so if you're just using here this notebook, you don't need to download that one from ArcGIS Living Atlas. So we're going to directly download this one that Meta AI provided. So you can just run this one. It's going to specify that, okay, we're going to have a model in the downloads directory, and then this is the checkpoint. So the model checkpoint basically contains basically the model. So what we need is to use that model to do segmentation of our data. And so for that one, I already downloaded it. So you see from here, this is the model. So it's 2.5 gigabyte, a huge model. Next, we need to initialize the model. So we're going to use this one and use the checkpoint. Since I already downloaded it, so this should be pretty quick. And it might take some time to initialize. Then we can start running the data. So this is the same here. This variable, okay, you see it's done. So this is the variable, and then this would be how we construct the model. There are some other parameters if you want to customize. I'm gonna show not showing. We don't have time to go through that, but this is but basically just the basic. And with that, then we can start specifying the image. So for example, for the first one I'm gonna do is the agriculture. So just specify the file path. Then we can use the generate to do segmentation. Of course, you're welcome to specify your own imagery. So just uncomment this one and then change it to the file path. Next, just generate this one. I'm not sure if it can be done because sorry, my recording suddenly stopped because there's not enough GPU when I was recording the video and also at the same time running the deep learning model. So I had to stop the recording and then run the model to get the result. Then I can start recording again so they can show you the results. So this is the original name imagery, and this will be the result after the segmentation using the noble example. And this also you can generate a vector polygon based on the segmentation. So here, if you want, you can go to the tile layer, swipe. You can see how the segmentation looks. But keep in mind, this is just the random color, so the color doesn't mean anything. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to do interactive segmentation. For now, this is just a simple result and also the vector data. So you can see here, again, you can do the swipe. You can see looks pretty decent because this doesn't use any training data. So it's using the segment NEC model directly. So see, really good. And this is using the noble example that I showed you earlier. Similarly, you can use the deep learning toolbox. So again, just select the imagery and point to the deep learning library that you downloaded. And so after it's loaded, it's going to show you all these parameters. And if you want to customize it, you can. And just click the run. Usually you can just use the default settings, then click run. It's going to depend on your GPU. It might take a couple minutes. On my computer, it took 3 minutes to do the computation. So, but I had to stop the recording, so it's not taking a lot of GPU. And it should be good. So again, it's using a lot of computing resources. If you don't have the GPU, this is probably not for you. So anyway, so this all for this video. In the next video, I'm going to show you how you can do interactive segmentation using Jupyter Notebook and Google Colab. I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.